Peace. What's up, friends, family? Dominic D. Hargrove here, president, founder of Slight Edge Performance Program, where we're focusing on the cutting edge brain and mind sciences. My background is student athlete, teaching athletes how to have a better physical development process about themselves, understanding the physical body. I've helped athletes to go professional. I help athletes to go to college, and I was able to be a college football player myself, and that's why I created the Slight Edge Performance Program as a mentoring program for student athletes and all people who consider themselves athletes. But now more specifically, we've gone in and we're talking more specifically about the pineal gland and how our body is the temple of God. All right, so this video is what is melanin? What is melanin? Okay, very, very, very important subject, and it's actually the foundation of brain and mind sciences. So let's get right into it. Melanin is the biochemical substance that drives physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual life. Chemical substance, okay? When we talk about substance, the biochemical substance that are naturally in our God-given body. The black race's undereducation, diseducation, dysfunctional education, and miseducation about melanin merely reflects one particle of their white domination and post-traumatic colonialism trauma and post-traumatic slavery trauma. And this I'm gonna give you the book. This is coming out of a book called Melanin, the Key to Black Greatness by Layla Africa. Very important book. You can actually download it for free on an app called Scribe, and he wrote and broke down his study and research of the chemical key of what melanin is. And he says black people must know thyself, and to know yourself you must know melanin. You'd be surprised how many people have never heard of melanin. You know, 1 Corinthians 3:16 says, ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit dwells in you. So if your body is the temple, and the Spirit, or breath, he breathed into the nostrils of man, and man became a living soul. We call it breath. Some call it chi. Some call it prana. It's in Hebrew, it's called ruach. It's breath, the breath of life. And so, you know, it's important to breathe. You know, to breathe in the natural air and become consciously and actively a participant of our breathing and being process. So that's why we're getting this information. The objective facts are that black people are a race that has the highest amount of the biochemical pigment called melanin. So not only am I black on the outside, okay, which is you know, just a bit, you know, that's what it is. I'm black on the outside, but also we're going to the inward parts. It's called neuromelanin, the inward technology of yourself. And we know in Matthew 21:13, I'm referring to the scripture because I have a football background, and I understand a lot of my brothers and sisters they want to see their mother free. And one of their only gateways that they think to get out of the hood or get out of that tough survival situation is through sports, which it has been a great avenue for us. But one of my favorite scriptures are Matthew 21:13, where Jesus said, my house should be called the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. We're talking about the physical human body. We're talking about not only slavery, but mental slavery. Okay, us using our God-given physical bodies for more than going to work and to make money, but it's actually a temple for prayer, for meditation, for communicating with God. And if we look at the world, look at what's going on in the world, we can see that we need to step our ability to pray or communicate with God. We need to step it up, because if we can talk to God and we can communicate with God, then our world should be a better place. We should have more power and more ability in this world to make and affect change, don't you think? Okay, so melanin is a civilizing chemical. It reproduces itself. It's a free radical protector and can be transformed in the blood. It concentrates nerve and brain information. It neutralizes and oxidizes or breaks down and converts substances. So melanin is a key substance in the body that can convert other substances. It reduces or builds up another substance, and melanin is unchanged by radiation in high temperatures. So we know melatonin is in our skin. We're talking about black people, and all people have melanin. To be alive, you have melanin because the plants have melanin. We're going to get into this. The animals have melanin. The atmosphere has melanin. And so we're going to get into the biochemical processes of what's going on not only inwardly but outwardly in our world, and how we affect these things. So melanin is inside and outside the body. Right now I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 or 3 key books where you can do your own research about melanin. As such a time as this is important for especially you black educated people in America and globally to understand what melanin is. So a couple books: Melanin, What Makes Black People Great by Layla Africa, very key book, and Melanin, The Chemical Key to Black Greatness by Carol Barnes. She's a senior research chemist. Very important books. And another author and lecturer named Dr. Richard King, he has a book called The African Origins of Biological Psychology. Very key books for melanated people to read, to find out about yourself so you can know yourself. Science myths or theories have clouded and avoided the true information about melanin and the pineal gland that secretes melanin. So in one of my past videos about what is melatonin, we talked about how in 1958 at Yale University, some scientists and researchers actually took the pineal glands out of cows and isolated the chemical key out of the pineal gland, and they call it melatonin. It's also known as melanin. So very important to understand melanin and to do your own research. Melanin is the vital chemical that makes life itself. It is usually brown to black. Alright, it's a black substance in color. Melanin is flexible like plastic and can resemble a cloud, gas, wood, metal, or liquid, and takes on many forms without losing its structure. So once again, we're talking about the biochemical substances in your body, neurotransmitters, neurons, cells, molecules, and these things are intelligences. The neurotransmitters in your body, the cells in your body, the nerves in your body communicate within your body. They are intelligences. And right now I'm gonna give you some movies, because in a lot of these science fiction movies, they hide and they put in there a lot of science fact. You want to check out the movie Avatar. It does a good job. Remember, the melanin is inside the body and outside the body. It's in all of nature. All right, it's actually the melody that interfaces with your chemical and physical and biochemical reality. We know if you look at these trees behind me, these green stuff, photosynthesis in nature, a process is all going on. As within, so without, as above, so below. Know ye not that the kingdom of heaven is within you. The whole process of how the world operates, the whole process of how your physical reality is manifested, flows from within to without. We got another video coming called What is Metaphysics, coming very soon for you. Melanin is found in the environment, springs, lakes, soil, plants, atmosphere, and animals.